Welcome to the business of being healthy, where we are passionate about treating our health as good as we treat our wealth. Shelly Bryan here, and I am obsessed with sharing real-life experiences and wisdom to help save you time, heartache, and money as you continue to grow personally and professionally. Twice a week, we push aside that BS to take massive intentional action. And I promise by tuning in, you will receive the straightforward talk you've been waiting for, filled with actionable steps that will inspire you to achieve the health and wealth you desire while you are building your empire. All right, welcome back to another episode here on the business of being healthy. Today's episode literally is just one it's so timely because I feel like, we're in Q2, we're deep in Q2, about ready to hit Q3, and things start to get a little comfortable. And sometimes we get maybe complacent. We're like, okay, these are okay. Things are kind of cruising along. And then maybe you try something new and it kind of ruffles your feathers a little bit. And you're like, what the heck is going on? Why am I so nervous? I'm shaking. I don't want to do this. Where we start going like backwards, where we're like, I don't want to do this right now. And maybe it's trying a new marketing initiative. A lot of new things happen in the first quarter of the year, new tactics that we try, maybe a new video strategy that you're using on Instagram or whatever social media platform is yours. And you're like, I'm not uncomfortable. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Those are the kind of feelings that I want to talk about today. Those feelings that you're trying something new and it's a little uncomfortable. And that uncomfortable, almost like you subconsciously are getting pushed back into your comfort. And so this weekend, a few things happened, and it just brought up all of these different memories that I've had in the past and, conversations that I've had with other business owners recently and just other people in general. We're trying new things, and sometimes we fall back into our comfort zone. And so this morning, I was actually taking Reese to a brand new camp. And it just spurred such a great conversation because I could tell she was a little quiet. She was a little bit unsure of herself. Her confidence was down a little bit. And she was like, I'm going to have to do this 3 times. Now, this for her was having to go to 3 different camps. Because we are, one thing Chris and I did this year is we really wanted to kind of push the kids and have them do new things. So she was feeling that and then thinking, I don't want to go do this. I want to just go back into my safe place, the one camp that she is very familiar with for the summer. Now, Jax, on the other hand, and I'll tie this, stick with me. I'm going to tie this, of course, to like business. I'm going to tie this to health. I'm going to do that here on the Business of Being Healthy show, but I'm giving you real life examples that hopefully you can relate to. Now, Jax, we took him to his first stay away camp. And he's a boy, he's 13, he's doing the thing, he's being confident around all of his friends, and I could tell there was a little uneasiness because it was something brand new. And it was funny because when we were saying our goodbyes, he gave me a hug, and it was like no hug I've gotten before. So it was a little bit longer, a little bit stronger. So I knew those nerves were in his belly, but he was being strong and confident. Now, I know this feeling well because a few different reasons. Number one, when I was in like my corporate job, gosh, I have so many examples I could share, but when I was in my corporate job and we'd have to do presentations, or I would have to train a team, or I would be the one presenting a new way of facilitating all the sales reps throughout the country. You have this like, oh my gosh, this is new. I don't know that I'm doing this. Am I doing this right? This is kind of uncomfortable. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I should just stay where I am. Now, another example is obviously, I'm going to tie it to my horses, is every time I would go compete is that opportunity for me to like step in. You have the spotlight on you. In the event that I compete in, it is you alone in the arena with your horse. No one else is looking. No one else is in there. So all eyes on you. And I remember, when I would go show, you get those nerves. And of course they're like nerves to want to do well, but it was like, oh my gosh, here I go again. Why am I doing this? This is so hard. This is so out of my comfort zone. And it became such a like drive for me that I haven't shown in a couple years. And I can now look back and see I was literally getting in the reps by doing those presentations in my corporate job, by getting on my horse, showing, competing at very high levels. This is like a sports player, like an NFL player or NBA player. Every time they go on the court, you want those nerves. You're like, I gotta go do this. And when we get in these uncomfortable positions, a lot can happen. But the one thing that I was telling Reese today, and this is why this I feel is so timely for this time of year, for all of you listening in, is I told her, I go, by the third time you go to that new camp, you're going to have the reps in. You're going to be the one that's walking in there and actually introducing all the kids together. You're going to be making friends. You're going to be the one showing everybody how to show up in those uncomfortable situations. I said, we're doing that because you're getting the reps in. We're going in these uncomfortable positions. And it's like, I remember very distinctly 2 times. One was actually with a media company that I owned. And we did these live broadcasts, 2 to 4 hours long, across the social media. So we broadcasted these live, we had live logins. And I remember the very first time I did it, I'm like, what the heck am I doing? Who is going to listen to me? Why is this important? How are all these people here? What am I doing? And I'm sitting there and I'm sitting next to 2 experts that have 70 years combined experience. Now, I've been in the industry since 98, so I had my fair share of experience. But in this role, it was very new to me. And it had a lot of different things kind of coming back and coming up. Now, what it all comes down to, truly, when you want to start falling back into that old comfort zone, is a lack of confidence. Now, it's not a lack of confidence because you're a bad person or you don't have, this specific skill. It's honestly a lack of confidence only because you have not put in the reps to get good, to feel comfortable doing this new thing. Now, I want you to think for a minute. Think back to a time when you tried something new and you were like, I suck. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is so hard. Maybe it's public speaking for you. Maybe it's making that video for social media. Maybe it's going live on social media. Maybe it's something that is like you're wanting to apply for that new job. So I wanted you to think back to a time when that happened. And maybe it is happening right now for you. Now I want you to take a second and think back to a time when you felt that way, but you overcame it. Now, it could be something completely unrelated to the business, right? Maybe it's going to the gym. Maybe you felt like you couldn't drink enough water in your day, but then you buckled down and you started getting in the reps and you set these small little bite-size like goals to do throughout your day, right? 1 bottle in the morning, 1 bottle at lunch, 1 bottle at dinner, right? You start creating these little habits or these little abilities to try things. So like I said, and this is why I want you to think past just business, other things. I used my horse example to demonstrate that I was putting myself in that uncomfortable position. It had nothing to do with business. It had nothing to do with my career, but being able to get on the horse and go do that, that showed me I can do hard things. I can do things that are really scary to do. So when I am now faced with something in my career, in my business, launching a new business, shutting down a business, all these different things, I can go and lean on that previous experience in another area to just remember how strong I am. So I wanted to take you through that so that you could really conceptualize what you may be feeling, what you may be fighting, and recognize that push back into the comfort. That's the time that you need to push forward, but maybe you need to go get that somewhere else, that confidence somewhere else. And so I wanted to leave you guys with a few tips, actually 4 of them, to help you get in the reps and gain that confidence. Now, I've talked about them throughout, but I'm going to categorize them or organize them in an outline for you right now. So make sure if you're in this area, come back and listen to this little section so that you can write this down and just remember these tips. First, you got to find something that scares you. Not something that terrifies you, but something that gives you those butterflies and wants you to push back into comfort. Now I want you to find something that you could sign up for. Have an accountability partner. Maybe it's hiring someone at the gym. Maybe it's hiring a business coach, podcast coach. Maybe it's a video editor that you are paying for, that you are signed up for, that you can create a schedule and stick with. Then when you complete it, right? And like I said, this could be something related to business or totally unrelated to business, your personal life, your lifestyle, your health, your wellness. And when you go experience it, each time, I want you to take 2 seconds, send yourself a voice note, write it down in a journal. Remember what went well, how you felt in the beginning, the middle, and the end. Was it really as bad as you thought? And then how can you relate this to what it is that you absolutely want to accomplish? So for example, you wanted to go play basketball and learn how to play basketball with a whole bunch of friends. You never thought you would do that. You're going to build that confidence there, and then you're going to go ask for that promotion at work. So we're going to use the one skill to give you the confidence for the other. And then at the very end of it, repeat, rinse and repeat. Number 1, 2, and 3. So find something that scares you, not terrifies you, but gives you those butterflies. Sign up for it. Find an accountability. Get it on your schedule as a non-negotiable. And then each time that you do it, start journaling. What went well? Was it as bad as you thought? And how does this relate to what you really want to accomplish? What can you pull over from that experience into what it is that you really want to accomplish? Another thing that you could do is like what we did with Jax, is taking him somewhere. You could literally go to that retreat. You could go to that experience, sign up for that conference, go burn the boats, don't come back till you go put yourself in that uncomfortable position. But the key here is to make sure that you are journaling and understanding. Start really putting that experience and the confidence that you gain down in your subconscious. That journaling is absolutely going to do it for you. So I hope this message resonates with you. Maybe you know someone else that is kind of, staying in that comfort zone because they don't like that feeling of being uncomfortable for that lack of confidence. Share this with them. I know that just like I have in the past, I know you have too. It's just a matter of like going back and actually finding those experiences, those memories. You will be putting in the reps to get the confidence that you want to be able to accomplish any obstacle or anything that you want to do. So keep sharing this, keep tuning in, make sure you're coming back twice a week, and I cannot wait to see you then.